Content contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Welcome back, traders. Second portion of our show, Market Movers. We have one that usually doesn't move, but it is today. Sarah Lee.
Sarah Lee, SLE. Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee, and they're liking the stock here today. Joel, 21.40 it's trading after closing at 20.39. News: they're spinning off their coffee and tea business, and investors are obviously liking that news as the stock's making a new 52-week high today.
Dennis, not only is this stock making a new 52-week high, but this stock is trading at levels that it has not seen of 2000.
Since what month of 2000, Joel? It's 2000.
December.
December of 2000. Wow, 12-year high here.
Yeah, yeah. And that day, I think I remember that day. I was shorted. No. 2156, it hit on that day. In the pre-market, we have hit a unbelievable 2190. We are trading below that level right now. You gotta believe that there's gonna be resistance all the way from this 2150 to 2190. Be trying to play it from the short side. I guess if it breaks above 22, you have to hit the exits. But man, I mean, this stock was just at 16 a couple days ago, so I expect some profit taking in Sarah Lee today.
Yeah. Moving on, there's another retailer, BIG, which is Big Lots, reported earnings here this morning. This stock has been on a tear too, Joel. It actually traded up a little bit on the earnings report, but is pulling back now. It's down 90 cents at 43.60. So now I look at this double top here from the last 2 days. We got 44.82 from 2 days ago and a 44.76 high. So two highs within 6 cents. That might put a lid on it there. Call the whole area $45. It looks like that's going to be major resistance now. Stock breaking down to 43.80. Yesterday's low, interesting enough, is 43.90, and the day before is 43.83. So you got two lows kicking around there too, but actually it's 43.60, so it is cutting through there a little bit now, Joel.
Yeah, Dennis, this stock has had quite the range in the pre-market. It actually kissed those highs all up at 44.80. It's been in full retreat mode since hitting that. We have bottomed out at 43.40 in the pre-market, getting a little bit of a bounce off that. Really, your major support doesn't come into the stock actually until the $43 level, 43.07. So let's keep an eye on that. If the stock tries to go in back to rally mode at all, 43.90, yesterday's low, should be good resistance. I'm sure if we get anywhere near the close, the stock will be met with many, many, many more sellers.
Got an IPO today, Joel. Yelp, YELP. It's IPO priced at $15 there last night. Obviously, these things can open anywhere, and these things can trade anywhere. If we'd had a chart, we'd show it to you, but it hasn't started trading yet, so there is no chart. It's hard to do technicals with no chart here, Joel. Is there any words of caution, though, for trading Yelp?
I mean, these things, all from watching these IPOs, no matter, where they're priced or what they say, it seems like there's always an open and then, a pop. And then it trades up to some astronomical level, and then it pulls back. So we'll watch it for the next couple days and give you some numbers. And I don't think you can short it though, Dennis. You can't short it today, can you?
It depends. Sometimes I know any underwriters can't short it. If you can find stock to borrow, sometimes it's usually 2 days, isn't it? Because of settlement.
Yeah.
So really legally, you shouldn't be able to short this. I don't know if some people bend the rules somehow, but usually it's got to settle before you can actually borrow the stock. So be 2 days there to before you can borrow the stock. So yeah, so that's why you sometimes see off the IPOs. These things really pop too, because if you can't short them, you can't really put a lid on it. So you always got to be very, very cautious with these things, trading these things in the first day or two. GCO is another one here, Joel, reported earnings. The stock is getting a good lift here in the pre-market. Wow, I'm looking at this one. It's no trades really, but 73.40, and it's bid at 73.50. $73.50. Bid at $73.60 now. So $70.64 is where this thing closed, making new 52-week high here. Huge bid at $72.45. So it looks like there's buyers all over the place for this thing, and not a heck of a lot of offers, because the best offer I have is up at $77.49. So looks like it's going to open quite a bit higher here, Joel.
Good old Genesco here, making all-time highs here. Difference you have in the pre-market is where the trade. They've been some odd lots though, Dennis. It doesn't really look like anybody's really stepping in. Perhaps they're 73.40. Perhaps they're bidding this thing up to whack it. So I'd try to keep 15-minute range, and keep an eye on the low of the first 15-minute range. If it breaks below there, then get the hell out.
Shutterfly, SFLY, stock in the news here as well. They're buying Kodak's online photo service business, and that's why the stocks, they must be thinking they're getting it on the cheap. The stock is really getting a pop here. It's trading $30.75 right now after closing at $26.91. This is a wild stock, so expect, this is a stock. It's got a PE of 67. It's a stock that was trading at $65 about 7-8 months ago. Got down to as low as $21.34. Is on the comeback trail now, and trading $30, and it's really on the comeback trail this morning, up 14%. I'm looking at it, $30 a key breakout area. I'd use that maybe 30 for a swing number. If the stock really starts to go into rally mode, you had one low at $35 set back, looking back there into early November. So I'm not sure, where the stock can go, but it's going to be a wild ride. What do you think, Joel?
Well, in the pre-market, it did hit $32. I just don't see it getting back up there. So it headed up over $5 at that point. I'd use 31 as the initial resistance in this, and then of course the pre-market high at 32. It did break out from 30. It's actually been trading between 25 and 30 for the better part of February. So now it's sticking its head up above the top of the range, but if it can't hold this $30, then just look for it to meander back. Got a long way to go to get to yesterday's high at 27.80, but buying a $24 million online facility, I mean, that obviously it's going to drastically increase their earnings, or else the stock wouldn't be bid up. So a little skeptical about this move in Shutterfly.
Running a little late, so we're going to cut the show a little bit short here today. Overall, I'm just seeing it's mixed actually over in Europe. Interesting enough, you got BCS trading up, you got stocks like Deutsche Bank trading down. So the European banks are kind of mixed. I'm seeing commodities a little bit weaker here today. Some of your Chevrons and ConocoPhillips trading down just a bit. Gold and silver obviously giving back a little bit of yesterday's upward move there. So seeing commodities a little bit weaker. What's your closing thoughts here, Joel?
We're rallying back up here to the mid range in the settlement. Expect some good resistance at the close. The 1377 number's huge. That was one tick off the high of earlier in the week, so you get another breakout above that level. Coming back on the downside, yesterday's intraday low 1366 and a quarter. We popped right off that yesterday. Numbers came out, so not looking for a breakdown in the market until we take out that 1366 and a quarter. That's our show for today, folks, and we'll be back with you on Monday.